What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today, I'm here to bring all of you the weekly anime review of Shingeki no Kyojin Junior High, or the English name Attack on Titan Junior High. So, we are already halfway through this anime season. Can you really believe that? Like, this is episode 7? Yeah, I think this is episode 7. Can you believe we're already halfway, like over halfway done with this anime season? I cannot believe that. Like, I was starting to think about that earlier this morning when I got up, and I'm like, is fall season really almost halfway over? Is it really that close to being finished? I just cannot believe how time could just fly on by like nothing. It's crazy. Because it really does feel like I just started the season and started watching like One Punch Man, Noragami, Haikyuu, Shingeki no Kyojin, Junior High, miniseries, and just to see how we're already halfway, I can't believe it. Okay, so this episode of Attack on Titan. Now, this episode was funny, but for the most part, it wasn't that funny to me personally, because the overall theme of it, this episode was just about Eren and his group wanting to get out of cleaning, or they didn't really want to clean, and they were trying to stand up to their senpais, like, senpais, why aren't you not showing us respect, or, why aren't you letting us go get bread, or, different things like that, and Eren's group was trying to kind of make it to where they have equal rights, and I mean, the moral of the episode was just for both sides to come to an understanding, and how the senpais look down at, their younger selves, like they were doing a reflection into what they used to be. Like, yeah, we at one point in time were in your spot to where we looked up at our senpais and were like, why the hell are you not letting us do so-and-so, or why won't you let us do this, or why won't you let us eat this, different things like that. And the way they came around and started saying that or talking about that at the end of the episode, it was pretty good. I mean, that's something that I guess might not hit everybody, because it's kind of like a parent looking down on their child. For instance, like if you're a parent and when you see your child doing a mistake or doing something that you did in the past, then you realize, like, yeah, at one point in time I was in that spot. And that's kind of how this episode of Attack on Titan Junior High was. It was just looking down at your past self and seeing, like, oh man, I used to be like that, I used to think like that, and I can understand. So I mean, this episode, there was comedy, it was a funny episode, but it wasn't the best so far from the series. I liked last week's episode, which was pretty fucking hilarious, but overall, though, this episode was kind of just more of a message. It was just a message to always cherish what you're given, and also never forget where you came from. I feel like that was what this episode really tried to do. Now, besides that, however, there was a parody of Mikasa's speech in this episode, which took me by surprise. I mean, I should expect parodies, because, I mean, what type of series this is, but when I saw Mikasa doing that speech, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are we really getting this speech right here, right now? Like, are we getting this right now? And when Mikasa is going through this entire speech, putting them down, and then, John's just like, hey, I'm not the best choice of words, but I'll go with you. That, like, really? Did I really just see that speech that was so iconic in the anime just get turned into what I just saw? I'm like, oh my god. Okay, so there really isn't much to really talk about besides certain little factors, like getting to see, Christia and being a cheerleader, which, whoa, that Christia cheerleader and that Annie cheerleader. So yeah, I mean, there's not really much to talk about. I mean, this week's episode was kind of just a chillax episode. That was just there to chill. I mean, get yourself a cup of coffee, get yourself a cup of tea, whatever you drink or eat when you're watching anime or reading manga, and just chill to this episode. That's kind of what it was, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, this is a great episode to kind of settle or end the day off of. I mean, if you watch multiple episodes like I do every day, most likely I would say save this episode for last, or save Shingeki no, Kyojin Junior High for, the final episode or final series you watch for the day, because it would definitely wind down the day to where you could just relax and be like, what a great way to end the day off of. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you all feel about this week's episode of Attack on Titan Junior High? You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.